All right, so hi everybody. It is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, and we're here together enjoying. And if you're in Minnesota, it's beautiful weather, so I got the window open, sunshine on my face. It feels lovely. I hope it feels good where you are at as well. So we just got done discussing with the group that are here about what are you doing to nourish yourself? You know, what helps you feel visible? So a lot of people shared a lot of things from taking care of themselves to taking care of others to connecting others together, nourishing, praying, you know, all those wonderful things. It was wonderful sharing all that stuff. So think about that, what makes you feel good. Um, Let me start off with like a little quote. This is a fun journal book that I have. I'm doing it for a song leading journal. I'm in this training program in California on Zoom with Heather Houston, if anybody's heard of her. Um, she is a really strong connector, and we're supposed to journal. So I've been journaling, but in this, it has a really cool quotes above each one. So I just want to share a nice quote with you. It said, "Calmness of the mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom." And that is by James Allen. And let me give you one more fun quote. Um, Says there are times when we stop, we sit still, we listen, and the breeze from a whole other world begins to whisper. And that's by James Carroll. So there are times when we stop, we sit still, we listen, and breezes from the whole other world begin to whisper. So I thought that's a nice little quote. There's a lot of beautiful little gems here in this book. So let's just get kind of still in our bodies. We talked about doing more stillness stuff in the beginning. And I did tell you purple is, I'm really drawn to purple right now. Like in this moment, like I got a purple cup. And I had a student of mine who I love dearly. I miss her. But she would write me a check and mail me a quote. And isn't this beautiful purple? Like matches. So today I'm really drawn to purple in this moment. So it says, be present in all things and thankful in all things, Maya Angelou. So she would, isn't that cute? Write a check and then write a wonderful quote. And I have saved them. That's from 5 years ago. So, um, anyways, so let your eyes sit back and relax, just getting settled into your body. I'd like to do a little meditation, kind of chanting. Maybe we'll do a song. The song has been in my head all week. Um, and we'll go over that one as well. So, taking a nice gentle breath in through our nose and a nice exhale out through the nose or through the mouth, whatever feels more natural for you in this moment. Might be easier if you're fighting a cold to breathe through your mouth. So listen to your body, relaxing the shoulders, and just notice, are you leaning forward? Are you leaning back? How are you in your body position? And try to just be in an upright posture. So if you're laying down, you're perfectly vertical. Just if you're sitting or standing, you may stand if you have any sitting discomforts. And let your body and your hands fall where they like to fall. It could be on your lap, on the side, on your chair, on your table, on your bed if you're laying. And just notice the sensations that your hands, if they're touching each other, or if they're touching your core, your extremities, just notice. And gently soften, if you can, your hands, if they're feeling any way restricted or tightened or stiff. Softening the joints in the hands. Maybe it's the tips of the fingers to the joints, the knuckles, to the palm of the hand, to the where it begins with the wrist. And offer you to send that nice soft energy going further up to the elbows, your forearms, letting them soften in your body. Sorry about that. I thought I had my phone on mute. Um, so letting that out, going back to the energy to the elbows, making sure they're softened and making sure the energy, the joints are open, And then slowly bring up that beautiful energy up to your shoulders, passing the arms, and again, softening the body. And as we scan the body, I want you to feel softer, more relaxed. And I want you to feel more of a connection with the body, feeling it slowly going up the neck, softening any joints, and going slowly up to the ears, to the eyes, to the top of the head. So we're softening the body, relaxing, calming the mind. And let's slowly bring the energy down the neck, going to the back of the head, the body, the shoulders, to the back of the back, upper back, middle back, and the lower back. Softening any of the joints, just noticing the position. And let's bring that energy into the pelvis, the pelvic floor. Further going down to the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, and the feet. And just notice what your feet are touching as you soften and let go. And let any extra energy that you might be carrying, or doubt, regret, guilt, and let it be absorbed into the earth, into the floor, into the ground where you're standing, sitting, laying down. And let it slowly dissipate. And then you can feel the warmth leave the body and so absorb into the earth. And as we feel centered and we're in our bodies, letting go of all that we might feel that's tightened in our body, we're softening. I want to invite you to think of the theme of asking your guides. I know for me in the last week, it was a harder week for me, worried about my cat and a plant that he ate that was poisonous. And what came to me was the thought of asking my guides for help, for guidance to make it easier, for protection. And I just thought that would be a nice invitation if that feels appropriate for you. Everybody's different, what that word may mean. So guides could mean anything to you. It could be your ancestry. It could be a person that you worship. It could be a place you love, and that people that passed on. It could be your faith, or maybe it's little tooth fairies. So asking your guides to come and make it easier for you, whatever you're dealing with. If it was a hard week or a hard moment in this last week or today, asking it to be easier, to be lighter, and to not be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes it's easy to learn to be helpless and not even go to that spiritual realm. But no, it's okay, and it's a wonderful thing to let go and to receive. So take a moment to reflect in this moment, last week, if there's anything that you would like to ask for your guides for help in. Ask for your guides to protect. If there's anything that comes to your mind that you would like to protect, maybe it's yourself, your loved ones, your animals, your country, it can go into anything that you'd like to protect. And then ask your guides or angels, if you like that word better, um, for what it could be easier, what could be lighter. If there's something that you're struggling with, maybe it's a task, maybe you're struggling with an emotion, a conflict that you had with somebody, ask for your guides to make it easier. How can they make it easier? And just allow for whatever comes. And let's ask the guides one more thing in our meditation. Maybe it's for an emotion, a feeling, a need that you have and you want, a need of community or a need for connection, a need for love, peace, and ask for the guides to make that available for you, along with much healing in whatever capacity, if it's mental, physical, emotional. And let's take a couple of deep breaths as we know that our angels or guides are listening and are with us in our body in this moment, and they're always with us. Know that we can come back here at any time. So let's take some deep breaths, breathing in through the nose if you like, and a gentle exhale through the nose. Let's do that again. Nice inhale. Maybe a little bit slower this time. And a slow exhale. Let's do that one more time. Nice inhale. And a slow exhale. And I invite you to stay in this position as you're comfortable, and let's go into some chanting, voice resonance. And then after the chanting, I'd like to do a song that's been in my head all week. That'll be kind of bring us out. But let's invite the vocal chanting into our bodies. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be good. Like I said, most of you are on mute, so nobody's going to hear you. So take a nice relaxing breath in, and let's use the word Om from the chest. So nice breath. Om. Taking a moment for silence. Inhale. Om. We're going to do 5 chants. So let's do the third one. Inhale. Om. 2 more times. Inhale. Om. And one more time. Om. Taking that moment for silence, relaxation in the body, noticing, feeling, keeping that theme of asking our guides for help. So maybe they can carry the sound waves to whatever needs the most calming or soothing in our body. And inviting the guides to have you feel more relaxed. And let's do some 5 more chants, a different sound this time. I'm going to go with the sound E, and that's a higher pitch. You might feel it more resonate in the sinus capacities, which is really nice when you're sick. Um, so let's do a nice deep breath. Hands however you like, if you want your fingers touching or open or grounding to on the floor, whatever feels more natural for you. So inviting you to just check in with your body, and let's take a deep breath. Third time. Fourth time. And one more time. Again, softening in the body, just noticing, feeling. Hopefully, you're feeling lighter, more vibrant in your body. Feeling relaxed, feeling more at peace. And I'd like to share a song with you. I know some people have to drop off soon, but I want to share a song with you by Alison Davey. She lives in Tasmania, by Australia there. And it's a song that I learned through Heather Houston's summit. And it's a simple song, and it goes, I swim in an ocean of peace. So sing with me. I swim in an ocean of peace. I swim in an ocean of peace. Let's sing it again. I sing in an ocean of peace. I sing in an ocean of peace. And I actually, if you see my hand, if your eyes are open, it feels like a bobber, like you see in the ocean. It almost feels like a bobber floating up to the surface and then it bobs in the waves, is kind of how the song is like. So that's the first part of the song. I swim in the ocean of peace. And the second part is, when I don't believe it, I swim in an ocean of a trust. So I know last week was stressful for me. So the song kept coming into my head over and over again. So it was very soothing and comfort. So the second part goes, and when I don't believe it, I swim in an ocean of trust. So that second part is, and when I don't believe it, I swim in an ocean of trust. So from the beginning, it's easier to flow with the whole beginning. It goes, I swim in an ocean of peace. I swim in an ocean of peace. I swim in an ocean of peace. And when I don't believe it, I swim in an ocean of trust. I swim in an ocean of peace. 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 And when I don't believe it, I swim in an ocean of trust. I swim in an ocean of peace. 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 And when I don't believe it, I swim in an ocean of trust. Let's do it one more time. I swim in the ocean of peace. I swim in an ocean of peace. I swim in an ocean of peace. And when I don't believe it, I swim in an ocean of trust. So coming back to your senses, your body, maybe listening, maybe resonated with that song, feeling like you're in the ocean, knowing that you can trust the ocean. Good. So that is it's a little meditation, some vocal chanting, and a song. We're going to go into the movement portion. So I'll do it standing and a chair, whatever feels right for you. And then after that, we'll do some lymphatic self massage. So I think, my microphone. There we go. So I'm going to stand a little bit further away so you can hear me. And I'm going to turn the lights on because the sun is setting. And I can shut the door. So if you want to sit or stand, we'll just do some nice Qigong moves. I'm going to bring the mic closer in case you don't hear me as well. I kind of have a softer voice. So, all right. So I welcome you. I'll look, if it looks different sitting, I will show it to you. Otherwise, you may stand. Let me tilt my feet just a tiny bit more so you can see better. So we want the feet hip width apart if you are standing. And if you're in a chair, I welcome you to be on the edge of your chair. So if you need pillows to support your back, please do that. But if you feel comfortable standing, you can do that as well. So we're going to do some nice movements. So I've been thinking about that energy exchange, right? So this is a movement that I learned through it's through Daisy Lee, and it's just bringing the hands up. They crisscross, they separate, they open up. So it might be, I think it'd be better for me to sit because I tilted my camera too much. So opening up, like you're taking off a sweater. So I like to imagine, like I got a shirt, maybe it's some negative energy, and you're just gently taking it off. So hands slowly come down. So this is from the Zhang Fu Gong, which is about balancing the yin and yang organs. Also, you may, there's a Qigong routine that was by Daisy Lee and Francis Gerapoli that also has that as well. So people would use this in the past if you were treating people in between patients, I heard. That's a common one. So you wrote to like take off your sweater and you're releasing that energy. So maybe it's your own internal energy, right? If you're feeling stress, you've had some trauma, whatever, letting it go. And if it's hard to move that movement that far, do what you can. You can make it smaller like this. And if it's hard to do this movement because of injury or whatever, just imagine that you're doing it. Do it just being on the edge of your chair can be helpful, engaging your pelvic floor muscles, right? It takes a lot of strength to be on the edge of your chair. So even just practicing sitting still is an option as well. So let's do that 2 more times. Think about your breathing. Nice inhale and a slow exhale. Slower the better. Let's do that again. Inhale, open, and slowly come down. And then we can have the hands circle around and come to rest. So thinking about things that help us balance our energy. So there is a nice movement that is from Spring Forest Qigong. And it's a gratitude movement. So a lot of you in Minnesota are familiar with Spring Forest Qigong. If you're not, those hands are near your body and the fingertips are touching even the base of the hands. And we're just going to lean a little bit forward if you're in a chair. If you're standing, you just bow a little bit forward. And we're going to think of things that we are grateful for. So I'm just going to do it in the chair because it's better for my camera. So just gently thinking of things that we are grateful for. Leaning forward. I would say this beautiful weather in Minnesota, to have the windows open. There's so many things to be thankful for. And allowing it to mix with your breath. So when you do move from your hips, you might want to have your one foot in front of the other so you don't feel like you're losing your balance, but it's not that far of a bend. But just think of all the things that maybe happened in the last maybe 5 minutes that you're grateful for. Maybe it's the room temperature, maybe it's technology, maybe it's hearing the birds if you got your windows open, or hearing people honking if you're in the city. Just knowing that you're connected and that you can hear, you're a witness to what is present in this moment. So again, and maybe look past the 5 minutes. Think about what happened earlier today, this morning. Feeling grateful maybe for a kind gesture that a person gave you. Maybe it was a smile. Feeling grateful for the everyday little things that we take granted for. So in Spring Forest Qigong, they usually do a movement for about 3 to 5 minutes. That's typical in the practice. I am certified in it, but I'm just giving you a little snippet of a movement that they like to do. And I want it to feel comfortable. I don't want you to feel rushed. It's not really an exercise. You want to imagine that maybe you're in the ocean. I love that imagery. That's my favorite imagery, right? If you swim in an ocean of trust, right? Um, Imagine that the ocean current is pulling you forward and the ocean current is pulling you back. So it's not you doing this movement, it's a movement that's happening to you. And if you've never felt anything like that before, it might be awkward at first, but be open to it and be mindful of it. But imagine that this movement is just happening to you and you're a witness of it. And perhaps it matches your breath. In Tai Chi and Qigong, we like to move with our breath, not all practices, but most. So perhaps you lean forward, it's an exhale or inhale, it doesn't matter. It's just one breathing style. So whatever that is, if it's an exhale or an inhale, and then coming back. So going forward is one of the movements on your breath, and going back is the other one. And there's no right or wrong way. It just helps you slowing down. And it helps you to feel the energy, the chi that's in our bodies. And let's just do that maybe another few more seconds. Thinking of things that we're grateful for. Filling up our cup of joy in our heart, in our mind, and on our core body. And let's do that 2 more times. Feeling grateful for us. And grateful for others. And we can slowly bring the hands to the center. They say right hands first for ladies, left hand for men first, but it doesn't matter, whatever feels more natural for you. Some people like to have it not touching, some people like it touching. I invite you to play with what feels good in your body in this moment. So let's just pause for a moment. And I wanted you to do another practice from Spring Forest Qigong. It's called the 10,000 hands. So hands will slowly rise up, going to the top of our forehead. The hands will connect, come to the forehead, hold it for 3 seconds, release up, and hand slowly goes down the center. And then gently, when it comes to like chest height, then you point towards the earth. Hands separate, we open up again. And if it's hard to do this movement above your head, just imagine instead having it sink down, holding it for 3 seconds, having it up and release and slowly coming down. Now pointing down towards the earth and then separating. So they say to imagine 10,000 hands supporting you so that you're not alone. So this one's a nice one about asking your guides for help. This is a very good movement to match that imagery of asking guides. So you almost like the hands, you're not lifting your hands, they're being lifted for you. They come together. You hold it for a little bit, release, and hands slowly come down. Chest height, point towards the earth, opening up again. Feeling a nice deep breath, holding your breath. So in this practice, he tells you to breathe a certain style. Then we release and a slow exhale. Sometimes that can be hard to hold the breath, so don't do anything that feels awkward. I invite you to feel comfortable. So holding it for 3 seconds, opening up and releasing, pointing towards the earth, opening up again. And let's do this maybe, I know we did the other movement longer. This one's a little bit harder, but I want you to experience it a little bit. I'm just looking at the time, so I want to make sure we do a little lymphatic massage. So let's just do this 2 more times. So you got a little bit taste of what 10,000 hands is like. And pointing to the earth. And one last time, opening up. Hands come together, sink, release, and hands slowly come down, pointing to the earth. Let's bring the hands back together to finish up the movement portion of the class. And if you want to have the hands almost touching, and I invite you to slowly bring it across your waist belt and then down to the side. All right, so we're going to get closer so we can do the lymphatic work. So the lymphatic work, if you haven't ever done it before, it's the parent technique. So I'll have a link in the video if you want more information about it. But we want to take 6 deep breaths through and hold a gentle pressure. So you know how I just put a very gentle pressure? It's like almost not touching, right? It's like touching, but not touching. So very gentle pressure, okay? Very, very gentle. And we put it by the bridge of our nose, and we want to just do 60 breaths with this pressure. And you don't touch any other part of your body, just here. So we're going to take 6 deep breaths, nice and relaxing. Inhale. And then slow exhale. Doing that again. Nice gentle inhale. And a nice gentle exhale. Doing that a third time. Gentle inhale. And a nice gentle exhale. Let's do that again. Exhaling. And let's do that 2 more times. Nice gentle pressure. And one more time. And then we can let go, which feels like, ooh, it feels like a reboot on a computer. And we gently go down our face, leading to the clavicle. And it's a gentle tracing along the face. We do it 5 times. And one more time. And then we're going to go over the ears into the clavicle again. So around and down to the clavicle. And doing that 5 times. And one more time. Let's do that a third time. We're going to go behind the head, sweep around to the clavicle in front. So go behind, sweep in front. Doing that again. And one more time. Now we're going to do some side strokes behind our ear down to the clavicle, sweeping behind, doing that 5 times. And just very gentle. It feels like maybe you're like, not even doing much. And one more time. Now the other side, gentle behind the ears, leading it to the same side. Gentle pressure. All right, and now there's a second part of the movement. It's involving your torso, and if you have a scarf handy, that's good. If you don't, or it can be a rag, or if not, you can improvise. This one is going around the chest. So over the chest, leading it to the clavicle. We do 5 upright strokes, and one more time. So the next one is over the chest, and if you're a lady, it's underneath your chest and going over. And we do this 5 times. All right, I think that's 5. And now the sternum, the same side that you just did that chest, that same side, wherever the sternum starts, kind of all the way up, leading it to the clavicle. All right, now let's do the other side. Gentle stroking around the chest and over. For me, it's easier to lift the arm, but you could just have the arm down too, and going around, underneath the chest, and around. All right, so now we're going to go over the chest and up, stroke motions. It's very gentle, shouldn't hurt. It should be quick. You can use the back of your hand as well, whatever feels more natural. And then let's do the sternum. Same thing leading up to the clavicle. And that is the parent technique. So to release, I've heard it's nice to put your hand here on the side of your neck and then gently look side to side 3 times, both directions. So this is a way to kind of help drain the sink. Like we brought a lot of lymphatic fluids to that area, the clavicle, and now it's time to let it drain. And let's do that one more time. Should feel nice and easy. It shouldn't hurt at all. And now let's do the other side. Going side to side. Just, it's just not much pressure. Just it's having the hand there on the clavicle. And one more time. All right, coming back to center. Nice lymphatic. We could do the face, but I also want to allow time for people to check out. Should I do the face quick? I know I haven't done that in a while. I think we should do the face as well. Let's do a little bit more lymphatic work. So use your your fingers, 4 fingers going across your forehead, sweeping down, doing that 5 times. And then 2 fingers around the eyebrows. And then we do 1 finger up and around. This is good for your sinuses. So anybody with colds or allergies, right? This is good. 5 sweeps up. And then we're going to sweep across the face. I like to use my knuckle and go down to the clavicle. So sweep across and down. Looks like a gigantic 7, which is a nice number, right? My birthday's on the 27th, so I'm a little partial. I like 7. And let's do it one more time. Now we're going to do 1 finger. We're going to sweep across the sinuses and go up a little bit by the ear and down to the clavicle. So again, this is good for sinuses. And you could use your knuckles if you like. I know my skin's a little dry, so I'm going to use maybe my index finger, just as long as it's a finger. And let's do that one more time. All right, let's do the jaw, gently going underneath the jaw, right? And out by the chin to the jaw bones, gently sweeping outward and gently going down, leading it to the clavicle. All right, that's nice to do if you ever have any like a puffy face. That is a nice routine to do as well. So I'm going to end the recording. So thank you. I hope your St. Patrick's Day. I know my theme was ask the guides for help, but you know, a nice theme for today would be to ask for luck, right? Right? St. Patrick's Day, it's a lucky day. So thank you so much for coming and sharing this moment with me. And I'll try to get the post videos out. So thanks so much for watching.
Thank you, Steph.